Hey Scrapper friends, it's Nicole and it is the second Friday of May, and so Creative Memories has just released the virtual crop sketches for May 2023. I do not have any events tonight. It's kind of unusual. I've been packed solid the last few months. I get to just be at home and work on whatever I want to work on, and decided I would pick one of these virtual crop sketches. And I've gotten a lot of feedback lately that you guys are enjoying kind of seeing my process of how I put a layout together. And I thought I would try an experiment. I'm not quite ready to try a YouTube live doing something like this. I know that there are advisors that do that. I'm not quite there, but I thought I would just record in real time. I won't edit. And I'll just let you show my whole process of how I put together a layout. I did look at the 4 layouts that are on here. You can go to the Creative Memories blog and print this out. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description. You can print this out to save. I love the sketches and I love to use them more than once. But I think I'm going to use this sketch, but I'm going to modify it quite a bit because I want far more pictures than 7. I'm working on a Disney album. I know this doesn't surprise any of you. And that's just not enough pictures for what I want to do. But I have some thoughts about how I can modify this. So we're just going to see. I did kind of look at the sketch. I did go through my photos. I had all these pictures from the Finding Nemo show at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I always print way too many. So I did kind of go through the pictures and pick out my favorites. I'm keeping the extras in case I can fit them in. And I know that I want to use a Peekaboo Pocket. So I'm going to use a Peekaboo Pocket, maybe 2 Peekaboo Pockets. But other than that, I mean, and I decided what paper pack I'm going to use just because that would have taken a lot of time. It would not have been on camera, so it wouldn't have been fun. But other than that, we're just going to go in real time. I'm not going to edit. I'm not going to, you know, if I mess up, I mess up. If I mess up really bad, I'll never show you this video. So if you're watching this, this means I didn't mess up so bad that I felt like I couldn't bear to share it with you. But just real time, we're going to go through together how I go about taking a sketch like this and turning it into a layout. So this is the Finding Nemo show. So it's got lots of fish and bright colors. And I wish that I had some serene waters, but I don't have any of that right now. But I do have some Mermaid Cove. Mermaid Cove is probably my favorite paper pack maybe ever. I don't know. I love Mermaid Cove. I love the purples. And funny, purple's not my favorite color. Pink's my favorite color, but for whatever reason, I just love Mermaid Cove. I think it's this kind of galaxy paper. This one right here. I don't know. I love that. So what I'm going to do, also with my latest Savvy Scrapbookers layout, I did a technique where we took one page and we kind of spread it across 2. And sometimes it's hard to use these pages that have a design that fit one page. And so I think I'm going to try and use this design, which is the same, but there's the way the sketch is, and it has a separate, like a border on the side. I think we can make it work so that, you know, it doesn't look like I'm just using the same, although that light at the top might make it a little tough. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the 3 inches off. Let's see, it's not 3 inches, it's 2 3/4. I'm going to cut the 2 3/4 inches off both of these sides and then squish it together. So we'll have kind of this, and it'll flow, and then it'll come into here and go all the way across. And then I kind of want to use this paper because I love it, but I think that's maybe a bit much. And I love this one, this fish one, but I don't feel like I can use both of these fish together. I don't know, maybe I could. But I also really love this kind of watercolory one on the outside. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. So I'm gonna use this as this 2 3/4 inch strip on the outsides. And then I'm gonna use the this fish scales to mat some of my photos and probably some of this galaxy paper, or maybe the water on the other side. I don't think I've ever used this water because I love this. They call this ocean floor, but to me it looks galaxy-ish. And then we're going to add way more pictures. I think I'm going to still do the 6x4s here, but I think I may do 4x4s, 4 of them, and 3x3s. And then I'm going to put a Peekaboo Pocket. Maybe I only have one. I'll have to order another one, but I want to do it here. And I have an idea of how I can do it and have it kind of show through more. So again, we're just going to be a work in progress. So I'm going to prop my, the layout sketch out in front of me, and hopefully it won't fall down. I don't have my little easel up. And then I'm going to get my trimmer. Which everything is put away. So I should have gotten those things out sooner. All right. So here's my trimmer, and what I'm going to do first is start by building my little base pages. Oh boy, is that what I want? I hope that's what I want to do. And then I'm going to cut the two, let's see, I'm going to cut 2 3/4 off of this side. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. All right. I want you to see my pile of extra papers over here. 2 3/4 on this side. All right, and that cuts off this little seaweedy thing. And then I want to cut off this side, 2 3/4 on this side. And if you saw my sweet summer video for the Savvy Scrapbookers, we talked a little bit about welding, and so I'm going to do some welding. So I need to have that same amount that I just cut off, 2 3/4. I'm going to cut it off from each side, but I'm going to be careful about where I position these so that I'll remember what the factory cut side is. Although, you know, maybe I cut straight enough that I don't need to worry about using the factory edge. Okay, so this is the factory edge. I'm going to put it, I've already messed it up. I don't know what direction. Okay, I think those are the factory edges. And then I need to cut 2 1/2-inch strips to weld with. And I do this a lot when I'm scrapbooking, as I start with a sketch. I just feel like it. Okay, I think I can tell by feel that this is my cut edge. I start with a sketch and go from there. So we're gonna do the. Oh, I think I ran out of tape just a minute ago. Let's see. Yeah, there's my little red thing. But luckily I have a piece of a tape container right here. Sorry, move the TV remote because I'm not going to be binge watching YouTube while I do this. And this is one of those white cases that we had in the adhesive buffet a little while ago. Okay, I think I can come down a little bit closer. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to put these two, I think these are the 2 factory edges. Just going to line those up together and go along with my regular tape, not with the repo. Oh, look, I got little tape goop on me. And then I'm going to patch that or cover that up with this 1/2-inch strip that I cut from my paper. And you don't have to cut it from your nice paper. You can always cut this from, you know, the insert sheets or whatever. We'll do the same thing on the other side. And I like to keep them, you know, the direction I want them and then flip them rather than trying to flip it that way. I tend to mess up. I have more often than I would like to admit taped these in the wrong direction. Then I've had to peel off the adhesive and try and save it, and it doesn't always work really well. Okay. So there's my, it's a little bit of tape poking out right there, but I think I got it. So these are going to be my 2 background sheets right here. And it doesn't quite line up right there in the middle, but I think it's okay. It has the, you know, this little seaweed, and then it comes down, and then it kind of goes back up. And of course, in my album, it'll be divided a little bit because of the jeeping. And then it has the other seaweed on this side. So I think that's going to be fine. And actually, I think I want to cut a border to weld over this. I'm going to use the Sea Star chain. Thought I had one of these open already, but I don't know if I do. I have my new Stampin' Storage thing behind me, but it's not on there. So we'll just use this little guy. Let's see if I can find the pieces of my border maker system. I didn't have this out and ready. This is, again, work in progress. So we're going to mix and match border maker. I have the old one and the new one. They work together, which is good because I've somehow misplaced the cartridge holder that goes to this. And I think I need some purple. I'll go back to this paper pack. Ooh, I could use that. That could be cool. Maybe that's what I'll use. Maybe that's why I pulled that out in the first place. Okay, we're going to use that. We're going to punch with the Sea Stars and see how that looks down here. Okay, this is a little delicate. I need to be careful here. Rip that little piece off. I think the reason these get jammed up is because the paper like flops and then it's not holding straight. So if you can, you know, hang on to your paper a little bit. I think that's why cardstock tends to do better than the designer paper, because it's not as flimsy. We can also pull it all the way out rather than sliding it down. That might help. All right, I got my 2 Sea Star border chains. I kind of like these tiny little stars in here, but I don't know that I'm going to use them. I don't really have a plan for those, and they're so tiny. I think I'm just gonna throw all this away. Okay, now I'm going to use my repositionable adhesive and my silicone mat. I hope they bring these back. I really, really like this. This was from that same adhesive buffet. So was my green holder. Sorry, my water ball is clanking in my cup holder, so I moved it. All right, and then we're just gonna put these along that seam edge. Kind of hides into the into that watercolor stuff. So I'm going to scoot it over just a smidge so that all of these little inside stars are on the darker blue. Up there it does kind of get lost a little bit, but not completely lost. I'll do the same thing here. I think the reason I don't like the repo as well is because I feel like I use way more of it. I would never put this much regular adhesive on a border this size. I would always, I'm a lot more frugal with my adhesive. Okay, so this one I did that, the first one in this direction. I'm going to flip this one because again, I want the little inside stars to be over this darker blue, and that's just how I'm going to position it. So kind of keeping it straight. Okay, so there, I like that. All right, I think I'm done with the repo for a bit. And then I need to figure out which pictures I'm going to use kind of as my main pictures. And I'm going to bring out, let's see if I have them handy. Keep these on a hook. I did a video on this a while back, how to make these little sizing templates, and I love them because I can have any size I want. What I want for this one is a 3x3. They have us using some 3x3 photos, but I think I'm also going to want some 4x3s. I don't know if I have a 4x3 template already made up, so I might have to make up another one so I can do this. But we have a couple pictures of us, my daughter and I. This was a trip we went on to celebrate her surviving her freshman year of college, which was a little bit rough. So here's a picture of us sitting in the theater, and then there's a picture just of her. Oh, here it is. We were like in the very front row. I like that one better. I think that's going to go up there. We sat in the very, very front row, which we don't usually do. And then I'm going to want these little guys. But what I want to do is put a Peekaboo Pocket right here. And that way I can put a bunch of, I can put a bunch of these little squares. They only have one, but I can't just do one. I'm going to do a bunch of them. And so I want to do them kind of several of them, but I want to do them in a Peekaboo Pocket so then I can open it up and have a whole bunch, because I did pull out all of these pictures. So basically what I want to do with my little sizing template is see how many of these are going to work in that 3x3 size. Like this one, I might want the 4x3. That one could be the 3x3, but the hard thing with this is that it kind of tells a story in the, in the Finding Nemo story. And I think I won't do that one. That could be a 4x3. That could be a 4x, yeah, that could be a 4x3. I love this one. It kind of looks like it's like in a rock concert or something. Poor old Bruce. I don't know where that one can go. This one can fit in a 3x3 for sure. Nigel. I don't know what his name is. Scar. What you want to do is look for the EAC. That needs to go there. I love this picture of the actress that's performing Dory, because you can see her expression. We were just so up close. We just got such a good view of them. Here, this is just a little dancer, a turtle. These guys, I kind of want that one over there. Tiny little, not Sprout. I can't remember his name. They don't do this, Squirt, that was his name. They don't do this part now with the aerial stuff. Okay, I think I'm going to need to do a little bit taller on that side too. We'll see about that one. Did I already have these guys? Okay, that's the first one. Okay, all of these are going to work fine for the 3x3. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut all of these up. And what I like to do when I'm cutting a 3x3 is to take what's the middle of the image, and I love to use my personal trimmer, take the middle of the image, and so I'm doing a 3x3, so half of that is 1.5. So I'm going to kind of put the middle of that at 1.5, and then I'll flip it around and cut it 3. And then I know that it's centered the way I want it, and I have my 3x3 image. I'm going to wait on that one. So this one I'll go this way. Okay, I can go a little bit farther down because I already cropped her with the camera. Then right there at 1.5. This one I would cut as much as I can right here because I'd like to keep some of the ropes on this one too, because that's a neat thing that they do. That's kind of the center. This has these little show lights, and so I think I'm just going to try and cut those off, even if it changes where the center is, because I feel like they're distracting. Oh, which one do I like better? I don't know how much of this I can can do 1.5. This is just a big turtle. I don't know if I'm going to use him actually, but I might. He's not going to fit. He might need to wait and go on this 4x3 side. Here's another squirt. I don't think I'm going to use all of these. This one I have to change how I cut because I don't want to cut off the fin. Do it that way, 3. And I'll come that way, 3x3x3. Oh, the dancer. Same thing. This one I think I'm gonna just cut this little guy in the background off because I don't want to have half his face in here. So I'm not exactly centering this one. This one I'm looking a little bit more at the background. I'll cut here. That was about 1/4 inch, and then I'll get my 3. Yeah, that's barely gonna fit. Let's see, let's do his little beak. I think it's a beak on a fish, isn't it? It's a beak, his little nose. And we'll cut a little off the top because I want the faces. All right, and this one that I loved. So I'm cutting more than I may be able to use. Oh. I hope I can use them all. I already got him. I'll get Nigel. And I think I may, I got to get Bruce too. I may not cut all of these yet. I may wait and see. Although I ought to look at them and make sure I got the ones I like the best. Okay, these are just them. All right, I'll save those just in case. Oh, I see. I like this little guy though in the background too. He kind of holds up the tail and he's just got that little look on his face. Drat. This would be really fun as well, even as a 4x4, I'd have to cut into him a little bit. All right, I'm not going to cut that one yet because maybe we'll wait and see what we can do. I'm going to remove all these extra little trash. In fact, I need to move my trash more convenient to me. And then I'm going to make a 3x4, one of those, since I don't have one. Usually I have these made up. I like to start with about a 6x6 piece. So you're getting a sneak peek of rather than, you know, me linking you to the other video. I'm doing this in real time. I'm going to have to do it myself this way. Grab my CM mat. What happens when you tidy up? You can't find the things you need. All right, so, oh boy, this has some adhesive on it. So what I want is 4x3. Actually, I want 4 by like 2, and I want to be able to leave that gap, that you know, because of the way this is, they leave like a 1/4 inch gap between. I want to be able to leave a 1/4 inch gap. I guess I could just make it bigger, except I want to do 3 of them. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 by 2 3/4 maybe. Okay, where's my pencil? I've been cleaning up my scrapbook room and it always leads to trouble. All right, so I'm going to use the mat to help me position my ruler, and I'll just give it like an inch. I'll just line this inch up right here, and I want it to be 4 inches. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll go over, oh, I want it to be less than that, didn't I? Okay, 2 3/4. I'll have to position my ruler right here along the 2 3/4. 1, 2 3/4. Line this up. Actually, what I did is I lined these up. So 2 and nope, 3 and rats. This was 2 3/4. That needs to be 4. Okay. 4 inches right here. So that's the 4. And then this should be, oh, this isn't a 0. This is the regular. And I don't use these as like cutting guides. I just use these to make sure that my picture can be cut the way I want it to be cut. So if they're not perfectly square, it's okay. It's just a visual to help me. And then I'm going to use an X-Acto knife, which hopefully I've got right up in here. I had one earlier today. Oh, I got one over here. All right, and then I'm just going to cut. And I'm just going to freehand because, like I say, I'm not using this as a cutting template. It's just a sizing template. But if you don't feel like you cut straight, you can always cut this with your 12-inch trimmer, or you can use your ruler up alongside it. But I just follow these lines and cuts it straight enough for what I want to do with it. Okay. So, all right, we're at 26 minutes in. That's maybe a little longer than I was hoping that this would take. I am not a speedy scrapbooker. You guys know, who watch my videos, that Donna and Debbie, when we do our Savvy Scrapbookers, their videos will be done in 19 minutes or 7 minutes or whatever, and I'm still going strong. So let's see. I think we can work that. Oh, we're gonna have to cut kind of like there, but that one will work. I don't know if this one will work. Guess it will if I don't mind cutting crush a little bit. 3, 4, 5. So this would give me 4 of those 4 by 2 3/4. That's actually a little bit bigger than I need, but I think I'm gonna do 6 of them, and then I'll put these kind of at the bottom. So I have to move that up a little bit, but that way I can have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 will give me this. So not this other turtle. That's not crush. I guess he's not gonna make the cut. But I'll do these, and I'll cut the 2 3/4 first. I'm gonna cut this right along the black bottom edge. 2 and, oh, but you know what? I don't really want it 2 3/4 because I want, well, I guess I can, because it's not going to have to be exact. So there's 2 3/4. I want it to be by 4. Can I get it? What do I get at 4? Who do I cut off? All right, that'll work. 2 3/4 by 4. And again, right here. Okay, I'm going to have to alternate this a little. I just cut that hammerhead shark guy's eyeball off. Sorry, hammerhead shark guy. I'm gonna have to cut him again anyway, so don't hate me, bro. And then this one's a little tricky. I'll do it that way. 2 3/4. Because I want this to be 4 inches, but I need all that P. Sherman. I guess I don't need all of Marlin's tail. And I'm kind of lining it up with the outside edge of here on the trimmer so they'll all be the same. I don't exactly know which one is the closest to 4 inches, but doesn't matter as long as they're all the same. And if I have to go back and edit them, you know, crop them down a little bit, I can, to make them all the same. Okay, I don't want to cut all of Crush's face off. We'll leave some of his little eyes. One of the weirdest things about these puppet shows is that their eyes are open and closed. So sometimes you get pictures of, you know, these non-living things with their eyes closed. Okay, I know what I need her. Be right there, and then that gives me this 4 inches right there. Okay. Nice little stack of extra pieces. So those are the pieces that I need. Oh, I didn't get Rockstar. Well, we'll figure out something to do with him. So what I want to do now is, this is going to be 6 of these. Oh, I guess it goes over. On here it goes over the edge, so it's okay. Although I don't always like to have all that wasted space in the middle. I like to scoot stuff in so then I can fit more on the outside. So I think I might, I don't know, we'll see. EAC P. Sherman. I don't know, I might need to change these around so they're more a little bit in order. And then these 2 are going to stay here. And I think I'll do... Oh, I don't have just Nemo or just Marlin. I guess I am going to have to cut a couple more of these. I love this one. If you've seen the show, that's just, it's a sad story, you know. I went one time with a friend who had never seen the movie. Don't ask me how that happened, how you can go to Disney World. And she was a Disney annual pass holder, but she'd never seen Finding Nemo. And we loved the musical version, and after it was over, she's like, that's the worst show ever. Why did you make me go see that? I was like, oh, okay, sorry. I think it's a great show. But if you weren't familiar with it, and then you throw in the music from the stage show, it, you know, music packs a powerful punch. So we'll put these 2 kind of right here, but where did my Peekaboo Pocket go? I want to do the Peekaboo Pocket. And so what I was thinking I would do with the Peekaboo Pocket, I like kind of these little squares. I don't want it to like to cover up like half of my picture. I want that to go through. So I want this to be clear. So this is totally an experiment for me. But I'm going to take a page protector and I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to use that kind of as my background paper for this. I'm going to put a piece of this watercolory stuff down too, but let's try this experiment. The nice thing about page protectors is that even though pages come 16 to a pack, page protectors, you get an extra one, or 50, I don't know. Somehow you get one more page protector than you get pages. I think you used to, at least. But you know, you can buy the page protectors separate. So if you need extra, or you have one that gets damaged, you can always replace that. Okay, and then I'm going to find that galaxy paper again. I think I cleared them all out of the way. Not the galaxy, the watercolor one with the fish on it. Here it is. This one. And I want this to, I want it to still kind of look the same. Oh, I might need the little sea stars again. So I'm going to cut 2 more pieces because it's clear. I want it to, okay, I don't know how this ended up, all of them being 2 3/4 pieces because I cut the 2 1/2 inches. Perfect. Okay. I think I'm going to pull out my cutting mat again. Where did I put it? Moved it out of the way. I'm going to use this so I can use the ruler. And I want it to look the same. If I had a non-directional paper on here, I could possibly okay, I am having trouble seeing that. I'm going to grab a piece of white scrap paper. I should just keep this all in a vertical holder right here off to the side of my scrapbook table. Okay, so now I can put this on here and line it up with the side. And then I can put this and also line it up with the side. This is that 2 3/4. Oh, don't stick yet. Okay, that's straight. I don't want it to buckle. Oops. Oh, my scissors just jumped off my little shelf. I know some of you have asked me if I would do a tour of my workspace, and one of these days I'm going to. I'm in the process of rearranging it. I just found a cool new crafting table on Facebook Marketplace, but right now it is not fit for public consumption. Promise you. Okay, so now I've got this, which is clear. I guess I'm going to need some mats though for all these little pictures. That's going to be a lot of mats, isn't it? So I think I'm going to do the mat these first, and then we'll do this part. So now you guys can see when I do the videos, I do actually have usually thought things through a little bit better. So hopefully it's a little less chaotic to watch me. All right, I'm going to do this one. And I think what I'll do is I'll start by putting my pictures on here. So I have 2 pieces of it. Oh, this has the mermaids on the back. So cute. Sometimes I use my ruler to position these so they're exactly straight. Sometimes I don't care, but I'll use this, the little 1/4 inch line. So I'll position that 1/4 inch line, just make it straight. And then when I put this down, I make sure that it's a 1/4 inch from the side. And that way I know that my spacing will be right. And then I'll take the other picture. My pretty girl. All right. And then I'll just do the same thing here, but I'll line it up with the picture, hoping it is straight. And then this can be right there. Okay, so that's straight. The problem is I'm not going to be able to use this piece for the other side. I'm going to have to use the other piece of paper. That's this side. And this needs to be a 1/4 inch from the cutting line, which is right here. I love that this ruler will butt up against this and help you position. So I've got this lined up with the edge, and then I'll slide this over so it's right where I want it to be. Because I'm not real good at eyeballing what a 1/4 inch looks like in this direction. So I'm just putting the 1/4 inch line here on the edge of the picture, and then I'm moving the ruler over to the cutting line to get my piece that goes this way. Pull out the other paper. I don't usually like to use an entire paper pack on one layout, but on this one I might end up coming a little bit closer to that. And then I'm going to do the same basic thing with these other 6 that I did on this side. I want to make sure that I've got the fish scales going down. And I want to think about what order I want these in. Do I care, like, chronologically where they happened in the show? Do I care, like, visually what they look like? Actually, they kind of go like this. Okay, well, that'll work for me. So we'll do the same thing again, but this time I guess I'll go along the side, because then I can line up all 3 of them. Please don't judge me for being a little bit picky about my positioning. You certainly do not have to be. And I don't always do this. I often just eyeball it. So I'm spacing these a quarter of an inch apart, and I'm, you know, they're a quarter inch from the side. I'm not sure how I feel about that quarter inch spacing in the middle. It almost feels too wide to me. But I think I'm going to stick with it just because that's how it is. And again, I'm going to line that quarter inch edge with just the outside edge of the picture. Oops, I didn't. It's not a quarter inch from here. It doesn't feel like it's quite exactly the right height. Ah, it is. Just my eyes are playing tricks on me. All right, so there's my other piece that's going to substitute for those two. And I'll do this again. This time I'll come down on her at the bottom edge. Somebody was telling me that she likes to alternate. Sometimes she cuts along the bottom edge and sometimes she cuts along the top edge, just so she doesn't always wear out her mat. This is not lining up straight here though, so I may have to jiggle that guy around a little bit. Yeah, see, this one isn't lining up here either. I got this last guy in wrong. But once I cut the paper, I can position, or that picture is just a little bit wider than the other one. You think, can you guys tell that it's not, see how it's touching the bottom of the scallop and the other one there's a space? We'll just, is it wider? No, it's about the same. Apparently doing it with the ruler doesn't help me be straight at all. Okay, so there's that one. And I only have one 6x12 Peekaboo Pocket right now, but I would like to have more. So now I'm covering up that whole thing I punched. Oh well. Maybe that's why the directions don't have you punch something. So I'll leave this about 1 inch from the top because I may want to do, oh, that'll cover up crush. I don't know. I may not do anything down here. I don't know. That might not work. Sorry, little mermaids. You'll be our secret. So I guess it doesn't even matter how hard it was, you know, how much I tried to get this so it didn't match. No one's going to know that this, I could have just used it just the way it was and it would have been fine. So we'll put this one on first. And then this is the side that I'm excited about. So we'll put this on first. And I'm going to scoot it in a little bit closer than they had it. I'm going to try and line it up with this here. I also want it to be up here. No, I think I want it to be down there. And I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not measuring because you guys saw that when I measured, I didn't get it straight after all. And then, let's see, I think if I do Nemo, well, I kind of want them to be the ones you see first. So if I did Marlin, uh-oh, I cut Nemo, didn't I? Oh yeah, Nemo was standing up. Where'd he go? It's a he, but the actress is a she, so I guess if I did Marlin and Dory and wherever Nemo went. Oh, here. Nope. All right, this is what we do when we're cutting in real time. I've lost one of my little pictures. Oh, well, I'll put it on later, but I can put this just right here as a spacer. So if I put these like this, I think I'm gonna want some mats, and I think I'm going to use, I had thought about using this as a mat or that as a mat, but then when I was looking for something else, I saw this paper, which is the purple with the seashells on it. I think the reason why I don't ever use this paper with the seashells is because the back has this ombre stars, and I think this is one of my favorite papers. This whole collection, I just love this whole collection. So the mats, they say, are 3.5-inch mats. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut 9 of them, even though I think I'm gonna be able to use more than 9. So 3.5. 3.5. And I didn't even do this on purpose, but because I cut this way, I'm still left with this strip that has kind of the ombre all the way, all the colors. So I could use it for something else later. So 3.5. 3.5. So there's 3 of them. I wonder where that little picture of Nemo is that I just cut. I wonder if I left it on the trimmer, which I moved over to the side of me. No. There's a meme. I think Creative Memories even posted a meme a couple of days ago or a couple weeks ago that said something like scrapbooking is the art of saying, now where did I put my tape runner? Over and over, you know, every 30 minutes for an 8-hour crop or something like that. It's exactly it. I mean, I think that's one of the best things about cropping with other people is sometimes they can see that piece that you've dropped. All right. Ooh, do I want the colors? Ooh. Can't decide if I want the colors or the purple. I think I'll use the purple just to make it easier on myself. And I want Marlin. And Dory. I'm not gonna put Nemo on because I don't know where I put him. He's right here. I bet one of you is like, I see him. Huh. All right, he's around here somewhere. So I'm just gonna put this, so this is on that plastic piece, remember, that we prepared. So I'm going to line this up right here. Oh, do I need to do the, I bet I need to do that punching. All right, where's that paper? Now I've lost everything. Maybe I shouldn't do these where you guys can see how crazy disorganized I am. Huh. Don't know where I put that extra piece of the fish paper. Oh, I used it. I used it here. Oh, because I don't want the fish paper. I want the galaxy paper. Okay. Phew. That's all right then. We'll punch another. And because it's a border maker cartridge, it does line up exactly every time. I think I'm not going to, I don't know what I'm going to do about the back side. Oh, you know what? I know what I need to do. Okay, so here's my first one, but I'm going to put one on the back and I want them to line up, but I don't want it to be this white. So I'm going to flip this over, and hopefully that means when I try and stick them together, they will line up exactly. So let's see if that works. don't rip, don't rip. Oh no, it's caught, it's tangled. Don't rip. Too late. Okay, so that one's ripped. Caught in the middle. Totally caught in here. I hate it when that happens. The more delicate they are, the more likely that is to happen. I actually like to keep on my scrapbooking table. These are like little dental tools. These are from Harbor Freight, and my husband loves to shop at Harbor Freight, and I always love to find scrapbooking things there, but these work great for cleaning out debris from your punches. So, a little tip. Okay, so now I'm gonna just repunch that. This is where the whole real-time process video, I guess, makes it a little less enjoyable. Oh, also, I cut on my picture, so now it's covered in confetti. This is the one I want to be upside down so that it will line up perfectly. And this time I'm going to be more careful about pulling it out rather than sliding it down. Pull out. And hold on to that end too. Actually, I think if I hold on to this end as I punched, I could just punch all the way down, but just the paper just is, it's wimpy, and so it moves, and that's I think why it happens like near the end, because the weight of the part you've already punched pulls the rest of it down. Okay, so there's that one, and there's this one, and hopefully, oh, that's the ripped one. Hopefully, if all goes well, these two will line up perfectly. There you go. Okay. Get all these out of my way. I do like to have my trash right there on the floor, so I can do that. And then where did I put my, here it is. Okay, I want to make sure that this is all lining up right. So this, nope, it needs to be this one. This one lines up like that? No. Yes. This feels like it's not lining up right. Oh, this way. There we go. That's just how I want it. So this one we'll do first. And then I'm going to take my main page. I'm going to put the plastic piece, uh-oh, it's got a crumb on it. Plastic piece right here. And I'm going to line this up so it just, I mean, it might not, you know, once I get the Peekaboo Pocket and stuff on it, might not line up exactly perfect like I want it to. But right now it's pretty much perfectly aligned. See that plastic piece over here. And so then I can do the back side. Same thing. I want this to go like that. Okay. And so this one, this one will matter, I think, because I don't want the white to show through. I just want it to be this galaxy pattern on both sides. That lined up pretty close. All right, and so I want to put Marlin and Dory and Nemo. Oh, I'm covering up all my little things. What was the point of even putting that? Okay, so all that effort of putting that stripe on there for nothing. That's okay. And I think I want to have this kind of out a ways. I want them to be, these to be kind of floating in space. Not in space, but so they're covering all the way up to here. It's going to cover all of that stuff I just punched, you guys. Oh well, that's what happens. See, if I was doing this for like a regular YouTube, I would have done a practice one first, and you guys would never know, never see that process, although it's pretty to have it at the top. And then I'll just put this one like right here, and I'll leave a little star right there, just so that I can have that star. When I find my Nemo picture, I'll put it on there. And now I want to do the same thing. I'm just going to put these, I'm basically doubling these up just by lining them. So it's going to be identical on both sides, so you won't ever see the back side of any of these papers. So if you had a paper pack that was not double-sided, you know, some of our older stuff, or some of your non-CM papers, because of whatever your theme is that you're working on, that would be okay. I'm just going to make this exact. Ooh, and then I think what I'll do is I will use just a hair of repo and stick these together. Well, yeah, stick these together. That's how I'll position them on the other side. Ah, I used regular. Okay, it won't matter because if it rips, the picture is going to go on top of these, but I wanted to make it easy to separate these. Now I'm going to use my regular, and I'm going to stick those two together so that when I position this and stick it down, then these mats will be in the exact same space on here. All right, so now I'm sticking those down so that when I peel this up, except for that one, ugh, sorry, these will be in the right spot. Let's see, how does this look? So now it's going to be like that with the, let me move it. I've lost my whole stack of these little guys. I might have to cut this little Nemo out because I can't find the one I did cut. We'll put Nigel. I'll do this other one of two of little why do I keep wanting to call her Sprout? It's not Sprout, it's Squirt. Oh, that one. Okay. I don't know, maybe that one. Do that one right here. We'll put all these guys in. I think I'm going to punch another one of these and put it along the outside edge, just because I'm sad that I am missing that. See, it doesn't matter that I accidentally used regular adhesive right here. It wasn't stuck down long enough to actually stick together. So as you can see, I'm not necessarily doing exactly the way that the sketch looks. Mine's slightly different because I put more pictures on. I often try to fit more pictures on than CM fits. Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was off that screen on these guys. Then I'll put this on in the page protector, but I wonder if I could do some smaller little, maybe I could cut some smaller, oh, like that little one could be smaller. Maybe I'll do that, because I'm feeling like I don't love this gap. I do have the stickers, if I didn't want to punch out another seashell, because the seashell's kind of blended. Oh, I could do the bubbles. That'll be fun. I'll do or the seaweed, because I have 3 seaweeds, but I don't really want to put both of them on there. I think I'm going to do the bubbles. I like the bubbles. And in the show, at the beginning of the show, they did have some stuff with the bubbles, so that will work. So I'll do the bubbles. Oops. The seaweed would have worked too. I still might put a couple other pictures. Maybe I'll do those pictures on the inside. This one maybe I'll do the seaweeds on the inside. And then I can put the bubbles on the opposite page. Actually, I think, sorry, I told you guys I was rearranging my craft room, and so my camera arm is in a different spot, and it's getting me into trouble because I think that I'm on screen sometimes when I'm not. Okay, this is a kind of a wavy one, so it's a little tricky to find out where I need to start it so that it will end where I want it to end. Okay, there's the seaweed on that side. It did go off the edge a smidge, but that's okay. And then I'll do this one next to it. Although I don't really like these being super exactly same right here. Nope, off the edge. All right, let's see what other stickers we have here. Nah, I don't think I'm going to use any of these. These don't really go, but some of this seaweed stuff could work. A little starfish, that works. And I think I'll put a little seahorse. Oh, and a jellyfish. Maybe I'll do the jellyfish on the front. No, let's do the jellyfish up here. That's cute. I could throw some more bubbles in here if I wanted to. I always like to do a couple bubbles. Okay. Not quite enough little things. I like this one, but it's on a banner. I don't really want on. Oh, here's a little seashell that could come down here. And I'll put another little pink fish. How about this little pink fish? Can go that way. And then I'll do, I mean, I like the little cats with the masks and stuff, but that doesn't really match the theme of this show. I'll do this purple one down here with the pink starfish and the teal seahorse. And then I'll put a little blue fish here. I'll put 2 fish, little purple fish, pink fish, a couple more bubbles. because this is going to cover up those other bubbles I just did. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Actually, I think bubbles, bubbles, bubbles is a quote from The Little Mermaid. I mean, Finding Nemo. Okay, so this will be my page like this. So where did I put the page protector, the Peekaboo Pocket? All right, so here's the Peekaboo. And now we see if this is going to work. So again, when you use the Peekaboo, it opens on one side. And to me, that's like, that's not the back, but when you put it in your book, you want to fold this over. So if you use a pocket page, you would stick this to the top of your pocket page. I use regular pages. So I'm going to put this in like this. I'm actually going to pull out the album I'm working in. I don't work in my album usually. Especially now that I do so much more as far as wallpapering. Oops. But I will show you how I put a page protector on after this, because I did have somebody ask me about page protectors with my last layout where I showed that. Okay, look how cool that looks with it being clear. I got to get that bubble out. But I mean, I could even put some little bubbles on here, and I think that they would look like they were floating in space. That would be fun. When I pull this back out, I will do that. Oh, look, it was even on the front. Okay, so this is going to go like this on my layout. And I need to probably do something over here. I thought I was going to do the bubbles, but I think I'm going to do the seaweed after all, and just use the bubbles on that one side. Somebody once watched one of my videos and chastised me for being such a messy scrapbooker, and it's true. I'm a messy scrapbooker. I do try to clean up in between layouts, but when I get going, I just kind of keep everything right here, and I'm sorry if that's making anybody's, OCD flare up. All right, so that little seaweed, that's all I got on the seaweed. I do have this digitally, and I think somewhere I might have some of the embellishments, but that was from a while ago. So I'll put this right here, my last of the starfish, and then I'll put this little pink seahorse and the big, although this, I feel like that goes that way, but oh well. You're going to go this way, little fish, and your bubbles. All right, that's kind of all that I want to use from this. Oh, I can put one of these little shells down here too. All right, so if you do this layout, don't bother punching those stars. That was a waste of time and paper. So, okay, let me grab the album. And you're going to get a sneak peek of what's happening in here. You guys have already seen this layout before, so it's not really a sneak peek. Light show. Finding Nemo. So you didn't get much of a sneak peek because I have a couple of skip pages, but I'll show you. This one I just did on a Megan and Tessa. This one is from a class I did at a retreat. So is this one. All right. So go back to where it said Finding Nemo. And so this page will just stick down. Let's see. Let's zoom back out a little bit. I think my little phone arm might be sagging because I feel like it got closer than I had it. Okay, I will tidy up these a little bit just for your sake so that you can see what I'm trying to do and so that I can see what I'm trying to do, because I know it does get distracting with all the clutter and the trash in the background. I do need this though. not these. Oh yeah, rock and roll Bruce. Okay. All right, hopefully that's a little better for you. But I'm just going to put this one down, and I like to put the adhesive on the page and just kind of along the edges. I actually really like to use the photo tape for this too, if I have it. I just don't have any handy. So rather than make you wait while I search, I'll just use the adhesive. And then I like to line up sometimes I feel like this jeeping edge has a little bit of a wave in it. So I like to line up with the bottom edge of my page. All right, and then it lined up pretty straight, but you can see that here on the edge, it didn't quite go all the way to the edge, but that's okay. And so then for this side, what I want to do is I want to stick this to the page. For me, I just feel like that works better. And that way when I fold it over, I'm gonna stick this down to the page, and then I'll stick this on. And then after we slide the page protector on, this will fold over the top of the page protector. All right, so I'm gonna peel off the adhesive, which is so very often hard to find. There it is. And again, I'm gonna try and, I wanna line it up with the jeeping edge, but I kind of also wanna line it up with the bottom right here, just to make sure it's straight. Hopefully it's straight in there. All right, and then I'll stick it down. Now, I do find that you have to trim off. There's like a little smidge of the adhesive that pokes over when you do it on a regular page and you want to slide a page protector over the top. So you can cut this off before you stick it down, but I forgot. So I'll just use my little microchip scissors. Cut that one off. And then I'll cut this piece off. It's a lot harder to do this when I'm trying to not get my head in the camera. I did not plan to do a video today, and certainly not prepared. So I'm just cutting these tiny little pieces off on both sides, so that when I go to slide the page protector on, the edge of the page protector will have something, you know, it's going to line up with the edge of that Peekaboo Pocket. All right, and now we'll do the same thing with the tape runner, but I'm going to put the tape on top of this Peekaboo Pocket strip. And I don't go all the way to the edge, because, you know, there is that kind of tolerance of where it's going to stick. But this time I want this to be able to fold. So I don't want to push it too far. I'm going to leave just a smidge, like a 1/16 of an inch or something. So it still lines up with the page. Actually, I better start on this side. Start on this and put it right up against the edge of the jeeping here. Line it up with the bottom here. All right, so now we've got that, and then when we fold this over, oh look, it's not quite, this needed to be a little bit longer. But I think that looks, that's fine. I mean, it's close enough. It covered up these, it lined up. This I could have had this be a little bit more than, because maybe I didn't do quite 6 inches or something. Because this way it lines up perfectly, but if it goes in, I got that extra space. Oh well, it'll be okay. I think I am going to go and put some little bubbles or something on here, and I'm going to find that other picture. But there you go. There's my mostly finished. I'll put, you know, the Finding Nemo show or something up here. None of these are going to work. I don't think I'm going to use any of these. You know, I don't want mermaids for this one. I want this to be fish. But I think I'll put a title and some journaling down here, whatever. if you watched my album flip through video earlier, I talked about how because I don't finish my layouts, I end up with these almost finished albums, and then it takes me forever to get them to show you. I do want to show you how to put a page protector on, because that was something else that somebody had asked me. And when you put the Peekaboo Pocket on the outside like this, you really have to take the stuff out of it to be able to put your page protector on. So I'm going to take my page protector, which I wouldn't ordinarily put this on yet because the back side isn't finished. But then I'm going to, let's see, I'm trying to still stay on camera. You kind of have to fold, you have to take out whatever's in here, because you kind of have to fold these in a little bit to get this to fit over the top. But because it's plastic, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't crease or anything like that. Don't crease it. I mean, just kind of get it in and then slide this over. Like I say, I wouldn't have done this yet because the back side's not done, but just to show you how it works with the Peekaboo Pockets. Okay, come on. All right. So now I've got the page protector on, and then I'll put this back in this way. Okay, and so now this is in here, and then I'll just fold this over like that. And like I say, it was supposed to line up. I don't know what I did wrong, if maybe it's supposed to be 16 or an inch, but there you go. So now I'm going to have this with, you can still see through, and then it'll be just the same underneath. And I think I am going to maybe find some of these pictures that are a little bit smaller, and I'm going to have that whole other stack of pictures that I didn't use to see if I can find some little smaller, like this one. That'll be a good one to go in here. Some of these others, I think I'll go in there and add those. Probably not that one, but anyway, I have a bunch of other pictures that can possibly fit in there. Oh, these little tinies, this will work. So someday when this album is done, be sure to watch the album flip through, and I will show the finished product with those few other things, with the title and the journaling. So I hope you enjoyed this a process video of me doing the virtual crop sketch number 4. And it actually didn't end up looking a whole lot like that. I think I have this and kind of that, but I don't like, there's maybe those tiny ones I fit a couple little tiny ones down here. We'll see. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. I would be okay leaving it like this if I needed to. And I won't make you wait for me to decide which other little tinies you want. But when this is done, I'll post it on my business Facebook page too. And of course, it'll be in the album flip through whenever that happens. So thank you for giving me an hour and 19 minutes of your time. And I hope that you learned something and that you will have fun creating from sketches with the CM Virtual Crops. Thanks so much, and happy scrapbooking.